Okay, welcome back. Now I'm gonna show you what I actually played, and we will just figure out whether or not it was correct. I checked this with the computer, so this is not something that's up to debate or anything. So of course, I took. And now, of course, the main line here is not b6, after which c5 rescues my bishop immediately, but the move that I haven't seen at all, rook takes d3. So well done if you spotted this. Rook takes d3 is what my opponent played. Actually, I have, yeah, so of course I have to take this. And the idea here is that the bishop attacks my rook, and then of course c5 will no longer be possible. Now rook c3 is the best move here. And after you take, after he takes, actually, white is just winning here for two different reasons. First of all, white is winning here because you have the very simple move bishop c5, and now two of his pieces are hanging, so he's gonna have to give up a piece, which means that I'll be a piece up. Sorry, not piece up, but the exchange up. So he sacrificed the exchange, but he won piece now, but I will win another piece. That's the main point. So it will be the exchange in the end. So very simple stuff. I don't know what the main line here was. So yeah, oh yeah, okay, sorry. So let's say he covers this. I have to take, and now he can take this pawn. So uh, he will have one pawn for the exchange, but I mean this will end very quickly, I think, because my rooks will have very good spots everywhere on the board, and for example d7 is impossible to cover. This will end very quickly. So this is the first reason why this didn't work for him, or by extension it means that bishop a7 was working. So now, oh yeah, so bishop c4. Now the second reason why it's not working is that even if, so let's say king e2, right? Now b6 traps my bishop, and this is what happened in the game. So let's make this main line. Now actually it's a very simple thing. Is so rook d1. It's actually quite a quite an interesting line, this one. This is actually quite complicated, so I'm not really blaming myself for not seeing it. So rook d1, the idea is if he plays now knight king b7, of course I have knight rook d7 check, so that's pretty bad, yeah. I'm not only recovering my bishop, so I'm gonna be covering it, but also I win a piece. So clearly this is not the idea. But the other thing he can do, of course, is take this, lock in my bishop like this. But it turns out that after this, I have this rook dc1 move, and yeah, I mean it's a complicated thing, but apparently the computer thinks this is winning. So one way of going about this, so king b7, rook takes. Of course, the idea, the main point is that I have these two passed pawns and these two monster rooks. So even though, of course, two pawns and two pawns and the rook is always very debatable whether or not it's enough for two pieces. But in this case, because my rooks really do a good job, I'm more or less winning here. So rook rook c6, bishop f4, rook check, king b8, rook 1 to c6. Wait, what the heck is going on? Oh yeah, sorry, f5, because I can't take the knight because he would take my rook. But it's just very simple stuff. Rook g7. Now I am threatening the knight, so it has to move. And now rook c to c7. And it's not like it's checkmate or anything, but clearly something went wrong for black. So both of these reasons, actually, for both of these reasons, this was winning for white. Now what did I do? I did the following thing. I didn't even play rook d1. I played rook b3. I thought, wait a minute, this bishop can come out, but of course it can't, because knight c8 traps my bishop. So even here, oh yeah, no, I was gonna say even here the computer thought I was better, but I'm not. So the computer thinks it's equal, weirdly enough. So let's go a bit further up. Bishop takes, knight takes, now f takes, f takes. So I have one pawn for this small exchange, they sometimes call it. F takes, and now I thought, now that I still have my rook here, I can push this pawn a bit. So h5, g5, and now of course his bishop is a bit trapped, so I thought it would be a little bit harder for him to do anything. So I thought, that's awesome, I'm just gonna play on. So rook c3, and now you see that basically I'm a tempo behind everything. So rook d8, rook hc1, rook d6, and now he can cover this. So now rook 1 to c2. Of course, he had some kind of discovery here, so I stepped out of it. Bishop f8, with the obvious idea of coming here and attacking my pawn. Bishop f8. Well, I wasn't sure what to do, but I thought I'm just gonna keep on playing active moves. So rook c5, rook e6. On the one hand, covering it. On the other hand, attacking my rook. So I went around, rook a5, intending to come in. King b7. And now I decided on b4. Not sure if it's all working, but let's just carry on. So bishop d6. Of course he covers this, which means that he is trying to come. So doing this and covering this at the same time. Let's see what happened. Before bishop d6, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna activate my king. So it's the only piece here that's not doing anything. King f2, rook h6, king g3. I thought, I'm not bothered by him taking this pawn. Of course I can win it back immediately with my king. And I wasn't really sure how exactly it was gonna turn out, but I thought I'm just gonna keep on playing actively, you know, on how did they say, until hell or high water? Yeah, no matter what, whatever it takes, I'm just gonna keep on playing actively. knight d7. So now he's also threatening to do stuff like this. So he's covering everything. But now I thought, you know what I have now? I have access to the 6th rank now. So I just played b5. Threatening b takes c6, maybe coming in with a rook. I mean, my thinking during the game was already a little bit muddled. So we've been at it for like 3 hours by this time. So I was playing a bit fast, but yeah, I needed to play fast, and I needed to rely on like my general intuition, because I feel like this is quite a complicated um, quite a complicated position, so you can't really calculate everything. There were some other stuff, of course, before that I should have been able to do it. So yeah. So let's see. Knight b5. Now he played c5. And now, just a sec. Yeah, still the computer still thinks that it's a draw. So b5 c5. I played knight a6, rook a6. Knight b8. Rook a4. Bishop e7. So now he is covering g5. So it means that I can't just come with my king and take g5. But I thought, wait a second, this knight can't come here, can't come here. I'm just gonna come to d2, because now this knight is just locked in. So I thought, well, that can't be a bad thing. So basically he has to play with a pawn less, with a piece less now. He took this. Now, what I want to know, I actually didn't check this before. I played king g4. Very boring. What I want to know, what happens if I play, instead of king g4, I play b6. Ah, okay, yeah, so this is all garbage. So b6, knight c6, and rook d7 check. Oh yeah, this is garbage. This is nonsense. Okay, well, great. Yeah, because I played king g4, and I thought, oh wait, b6 was interesting. Of course, why I say that it's interesting is that I have this check, and now this check. But of course, he doesn't need to take on b6. Okay. Yeah, I thought he might not take, but okay. And on the other hand, is this move? Hmm? Ah, he doesn't take. Okay, that's the point. Yeah. He can just play king a8, and he keeps everything together. Okay, so let's go back. Great that I didn't play that. King g4. I mean, this keeps on being super complicated. He played, so king g4. He didn't want to go into this line, so check. Of course, I can decide where to go, but let's say I do go for this. Now actually my computer wants to go back with the rook, but let's just see what happens if he gives this check. Ah, he wants to come here. That's so interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so this, and I'll just cover it. Just very simple, no drama, nothing special. Just cover it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This makes sense, and it continues with something like, yeah, we don't have to get into it, but yeah. So yeah, he didn't go for this. Mm, he just went back. And after he went back, I thought, you know what? I still need to activate this rook, so rook d5. And now he played king b6. Of course, after king b6, my idea was rook a8, and this knight is under attack, so he has to come back. After which I came back as well. And now he just decided on giving this check. So in the end, he did give this check. He wanted to play on. Actually, my computer thinks that maybe I have an advantage if I go up, but I went down. And after this, he just went to h1. And of course now the whole thing was here. I wanted to win e5 without giving up a pawn, so I actually came back now. I know that I said I'm gonna play actively, but I thought this just must be equal or to some degree. So king g2, I'm gonna win e5, and I'm gonna have pressure on the other two dark squared pawns. So he went to b1. I took, and now, oh yeah, bishop f6. So I'm attacking three different things, right? He went for bishop f6, after which I can take this, and now I have already two pawns for the small exchange, and I have very active rooks now. So suddenly this rook that had kind of an issue fitting in, let's say, now I have a very active rook. And rook c5. He played bishop d8, after which I played knight rook d5 and offered a draw. I thought, I think I might even be better here. I had about an hour left on the clock, so this was with increment and extra half an hour after forte moves. I thought I might be even better here. Now, I wasn't sure about it. I thought I need to play this very actively and very accurately. In fact, I'm just totally winning here. And this is the first time in the whole game, well, since that whole debacle, the first time in this video where I am actually clearly winning. And I'm gonna show you how. Of course, this was, 10:30 at night, so I wasn't thinking clearly, but I thought I am so active here. These pieces look so weird. Maybe I'm better, but honestly, probably it's just equal. My opponent thought he would play bishop b6, after which is just game over. Like, it's just very simple to explain, actually. I'm just gonna play e5 and rook e4 against anything, and just this pawn just promotes. Like, my rook is still controlling his knight, and now it's about this e pawn, which I totally skipped my mind. It's just so crazy. So e5, and he can basically resign. Like, if you don't believe me, yeah, I mean, it's there's a bit of chess to be played here, but I mean, at least it should be obvious that I'm I'm pushing here. A4, not sure why, but yeah, I don't know, why can't I okay, yeah, he's threatening checkmate here. Yeah, that's pretty cool, but yeah, f4 kind of parries that threat. Let's just say he takes king c8. Yeah, it's very simple actually. And I had an hour. I had an hour to think about it. Yeah, and I will stop this engine because it's killing the video. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I could have just won this. I offered a draw there. He thought for a while and accepted it. Then in the analysis, actually, we weren't even thinking about e5. We were just thinking, like, I'm gonna show you what we were thinking. Sorry. My first thought was, hmm, maybe I can just give back the exchange. This is ridiculous. Like, this is really bad. Uh, okay, rook a d4, really bad move. And then I thought, okay, maybe, um, maybe bishop, knight, sorry, rook d6, and do something like this. This should be enough for a draw, but I shouldn't be playing for a draw. I did have this feeling like, wait, my rooks are so good now. Am I not just better here? But I thought, it's 10:30. I'm gonna lose if I play on. And I was actually reasonably. I thought it was reasonably likely he would take the draw. So I just offered the draw. He took it, and we went home with the idea that maybe he left something on the pitch, but actually I left something on the pitch. And in fact, if you go through the game carefully with the computer, there were a few points in which he could have gotten an advantage, but nothing this clear. Okay, not this clear, but this clear. So I'm basically promoting there eventually. So yeah, I mean, in a way I got lucky. In a way he got lucky. So definitely I would say the draw was a fair result. But it's really sad that I didn't think a bit more there, because I did have this feeling, this vague feeling that something doesn't add up here. It did feel like it's some kind of dominating position, but yeah, well, there you go. Not sure what to say. In a way, it's a nice result against somebody who's about 200 points higher rated than me. In another way, it's just a number. I should just play the position and figure out that I'm just winning here. So yeah, a bit of mixed feelings here. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you around.